New tonight, state lawmakers are trying to regulate the intoxicating hemp market here in Colorado. So they say kids and teens are easily getting their hands on these products.
Last week, a bill was introduced in the Senate to get the process rolling. I had a chance to talk to some of the people on all sides of this issue, including a parent who's worried for his daughter.
It's a serious problem.
Vadim Applebaum is the concerned parent of a 16-year-old daughter. While he says his daughter hasn't used intoxicating hemp, he's worried about how appealing it is to kids.
These things are made to look like candy, like you can buy a nerd rope that has intoxicating hemp in it. And so, one of the biggest concerns is my daughter may be sitting in class and someone offers her some candy.
Although harmless in its natural state, when hemp is concentrated into delta-8 or other cannabinoids, it can be infused into intoxicating gummies, vapes, and other products. Delta-8 is not approved by the FDA.
Super potent products can be purchased online by anyone, including teenagers.
Truman Bradley is the executive director of the Marijuana Industry Group, a trade association for regulated cannabis businesses in Colorado. He served on a task force that submitted recommendations for regulations to the state legislature at the beginning of this year. That's where one of the bill sponsors, State Senator Kevin Van Winkle, comes into the picture.
The current legislation comes directly from the task force largely. Now, it will need some changes to it. Right now, I believe that the limits are a little too high.
The legislation would require any hemp product with more than 2.5 milligrams of THC be regulated, which means it would require a legal ID to purchase and be sold at a dispensary rather than online or at a convenience store. But lawmakers and others like Bradley feel that limit is still too high, so they'd like to see some amendments made to the legislation.
Now, that is probably enough to get some people in Colorado high, especially kids. So we might need to be lowering that limit and then put an overall package size limit.
Right now, the bill doesn't include a maximum package limit on THC, so you could have an unlimited amount of gummies, each at 2.5 milligrams. That's a problem.
To give you some perspective, you can buy marijuana at a dispensary for 100 milligrams per package. Compare that to intoxicating hemp like this that looks like a Rice Krispie treat, which contains around 1,000 milligrams of THC. CEO of MC Nutraceuticals, which is a hemp-derived cannabinoid wholesaler, Brett Worley, says he supports the bill as it stands.
I don't truly believe that there's any risk or concern at 2.5 milligrams for a hemp-derived cannabinoid products.
Stressing that parents need to take responsibility.
I believe, just like with any medications, that they should be locked up somewhere where a kid cannot reach them.
Vadim Applebaum says it's so important to build a trusting relationship with your kids so they come to you with their problems.
I try to have just very honest, calm conversations and make her understand that she can approach me with these things, that if something were to happen, she can come to me.
Now, the bill is expected to be in committee next week. For some context, Delta-8 and other hemp products are legal under the U.S. Farm Bill, making the products legal federally. However, the Colorado Department of Health and Environment, in partnership with the Marijuana Enforcement Division and Department of Revenue, issued a policy in 2021 clarifying that chemical modification or conversion of cannabinoids from industrial hemp is not allowed. But a local cannabis lawyer says that's not the law.
The state of Colorado issued a policy statement last year that said that you can't sell these compounds in the state. That's not the law. That's merely a policy memo.
Now, I wanted to know how some people in Colorado are able to buy intoxicating hemp despite this policy, so I reached out to the Marijuana Enforcement Division. They responded saying it's the Department of Revenue's policy not to speak about pending legislation until signed by the governor outside of official testimony.